The last thing I remember was walking home, the streetlights flickering like dying fireflies. Then nothing, just a deep, velvety darkness. Now my eyes flutter open, and the first thing I see isn't the familiar crack in my bedroom ceiling. It's a canopy of rich, crimson silk, draped over a four-poster bed so grand it looks like it was stolen from a king's palace. My head is throbbing, a dull, persistent ache behind my eyes. I sit up, and the sheets, cool and impossibly soft, pull around my waist. The room is enormous. Towering stone walls are lined with bookshelves groaning under the weight of ancient-looking leather-bound tomes. A colossal fireplace, cold and dark, dominates one wall, large enough for a person to stand inside. The only light seeps through a stained glass window, painting the dusty air with jewel-toned patterns of deep blues and purples. It depicts a knight battling a shadowy beast. Spooky, but beautiful. I'm not in my pajamas. I'm wearing some kind of nightgown. It's white, made of delicate lace and cotton, something out of a historical drama. It's definitely not mine. My heart starts to hammer against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the oppressive silence. Where am I? How did I get here? I swing my legs over the side of the bed. My bare feet touch a thick, plush rug that swallows any sound. I need to find a way out. Tiptoeing across the room, I feel like an intruder in a forgotten fairy tale. The air is heavy and cold, carrying a faint, sweet smell, like dried roses and something else. Something metallic and coppery. I reach for the door, a monstrous thing of dark, carved wood with an ornate iron handle. I wrap my fingers around the cold metal, turn it, and push. It swings open without a sound. The hallway beyond is even more intimidating. It stretches into darkness, a gallery of portraits staring down at me from the walls. Stern-faced men and women in antiquated clothing, their eyes seeming to follow my every move. The silence here is different, deeper, like the whole mansion is holding its breath. I pick a direction left and start walking, my hand trailing along the cold stone wall for support. Every step echoes faintly in the vast space. I pass arched doorways leading to rooms shrouded in shadow, catching glimpses of furniture draped in white sheets, like ghosts waiting for a party that ended centuries ago. It's all so strangely preserved, yet utterly lifeless. It feels like I've woken up in a museum after closing time. But who brought me here and why? The coppery smell gets stronger as I walk, and I start to hear a sound. A soft, rhythmic scratching. It's coming from behind another one of those imposing wooden doors. Curiosity, or maybe just a desperate need to find another living soul, pulls me toward it. My hand hesitates over the handle. What if what's inside is worse than the suffocating silence? But what choice do I have? I have to know. I push the door open a crack. The scratching stops. I peek inside. It's a study, even grander than the bedroom. A massive desk sits before a window that looks out onto a dead, moonlit garden. And sitting at the desk, his back to me, is a man. He's writing in a ledger with a quill pen, the scratching I heard. He's dressed in a tailored black suit that seems both modern and timeless. His hair is dark, and even from behind, he has an air of intense focus and stillness. He hasn't noticed me. I should run. I should turn around, find another way, and get out of this place. But my feet are rooted to the spot. My breath catches in my throat. As if sensing my presence, he slowly puts down the quill. The silence stretches, taut and heavy. Then, without turning, he speaks. His voice is smooth, like velvet, but with an edge of ancient ice that sends a shiver down my entire body. I was beginning to wonder when you would wake. He still hasn't turned around. My heart feels like it's going to explode. Who is this man? How does he know I'm here? I try to speak, but only a small squeak comes out. I clear my throat and try again. Where am I? Who are you? He finally swivels in his chair, and for the first time, I see his face. He's beautiful, impossibly, unnaturally beautiful. Pale skin that seems to glow in the dim light, high cheekbones, and eyes the color of dark wine. but it's a cold, predatory beauty, like a panther watching its prey. A faint, knowing smile plays on his lips. "You are a guest in my home," he says, his voice a low purr. "As for who I am, let's just say I'm an old friend you haven't met yet." He stands, and he's tall, impossibly graceful. He moves toward me, not walking so much as gliding over the floor. "You were unwell. I found you on the street. You collapsed. I simply brought you somewhere safe to recover. It doesn't make any sense." "I wasn't unwell. I was just walking home." I don't remember any of that," I stammer, backing away as he approaches. The hallway feels a lot less empty now. His smile widens, and I catch a glimpse of canines that seem just a little too long, a little too sharp. My blood runs cold. The coppery smell in the air suddenly makes a terrifying kind of sense. The portraits on the wall, the timeless quality of the mansion, his chilling beauty. It all clicks into place with a horrifying certainty. This isn't a museum, it's a tomb. And I just woke up in a vampire's mansion. Memories can be unreliable things, he says, his wine-red eyes fixed on mine. "But don't worry. We have all the time in the world to help you remember." He stops just a few feet away from me. The air crackles with a strange energy. I'm trapped. I can't scream. I can't run. All I can do is stare into the eyes of the creature who brought me here. "Welcome," he says softly, "to your new home. I need to escape." My mind is racing, trying to find a way out of this nightmare. But looking at him, at the ancient power in his gaze and the possessive curl of his smile, a terrifying thought creeps in. He didn't just bring me here to recover. He brought me here to stay. The game is on, my survival against his eternity. And I have a feeling the sun won't be rising for a very, very long time. What would you do? Would you fight? Or would you try to understand? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see what happens next in this dark fairy tale, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss a second of this. Thanks for watching.